We have a very special guest for you this evening. She is from Willows, Wisconsin, and attended Willows High School. She has had more than 80 careers, everything from a rock star to a paleontologist. Please welcome Barbie!
Oh, thank you, Miss Redwine.
Welcome to the show, Barbie.
It's an honor to be here with you tonight.
So, Barbie, you've been around since 1959 and have been the most popular doll in the toy industry, an icon for young and old alike. You've represented 45 different nationalities, and currently you are marketed in more than 150 nations around the world.
Yes, I have been around that long, and let me say, it's such an honor to have represented all of those different nationalities and to be marketed in so many nations.
Did you know that every second 2 Barbie dolls are sold somewhere in the world? Placed head to toe, you and your family members sold since 1959 would circle the earth more than 7 times.
Well, I really wasn't aware of those statistics, Miss Redwine. I'm afraid I'm really not that good with numbers.
To what do you contribute your popularity?
What do I attribute my popularity to? Well, I guess really, quite frankly, everyone wants to be me.
Are you a material girl?
A material girl? No, that's not true at all.
You have over 43 pets, including 21 dogs, 12 horses, 3 ponies, 6 cats, a parrot, a chimpanzee, a panda, a lion cub, a giraffe, and a zebra, for Christ's sake.
All of my pets are very well cared for. All of them.
You own over 1 billion pair of shoes.
I'm sure the billion shoes are an exaggeration, but really, what girl doesn't need a new pair of shoes?
Do you really think that your lifestyle should serve as an aspiration?
I don't know as I would use the term aspiration.
Well, you have come a long way since your first career, which was a teenage fashion model. Seems to me you're all about the dream houses and the Corvettes, Barbie.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
You are currently a $1.5 billion a year industry, so I suppose you can afford it. But tell me, what do you give back? Do you donate any community service hours, or are you a speaker for any charitable organizations?
Well, I may not donate my time or... Now, see here, Ms. Redwine, I do a lot for the young girls of America and for many other countries. Let's not discount that, shall we?
Over the years, you have shown an interest in political venues. In fact, you represented a candidate for president in 1992 and ran again in 2000. You were also an astronaut in 1965, 1986, and 1994. Summit Barbie was introduced in the 1980s to commemorate the end of the Cold War between the U.S. and the Soviet Union. And the military series of Barbie dolls, Army, Air Force, Navy, and Marine Corps, went through approvals by the Pentagon to ensure the most realistic costumes.
Yes, I don't even know
What do you say to those people who think you are a communist plot?
A communist plot? I neither confirm nor deny that I have ever even heard of such a thing. It's simply insane. I have no idea what you are talking about.
In 1964, you went to college, and in 1975, you represented an Olympic athlete. And again in 2000, you competed as an Olympic swimmer. Yet it wasn't until 1998 that the Barbie Sports Collection was introduced to allow girls to play out their athletic aspirations every day. Can you explain that to me, Barbie?
The sports collection? Oh, well, you see, before 1998, there was a preconceived notion about women that were involved in sports. I mean, we wanted to make sure that when we debuted our sports collection, it would be well received with no prejudices or preconceived notions, of course.
Well, it seems to me that you do not associate being feminine with being athletic. Do you think all women athletes are lesbians?
What? Of course I don't think all female athletes are lesbians. Whatever would make you think such a thing? I can't believe you even asked me that.
Are you a lesbian, Barbie?
No, a lesbian? Me? How dare you ask such a question? This was not covered in pre-interview at all.
You and Ken have been together since 1961.
Yes, Ken and I have been together since 1961.
I have to ask this question. Neither you or Ken, how shall I put this, are anatomically correct?
Being anatomically correct has its perks, I'm sure, but it's not something I'm willing to discuss. Thank you very much.
For the first 4 years of your relationship, you didn't even have bendable legs. In fact, you didn't even get a belly button until the year 2000. How did you keep the romance alive all those years?
He has been my faithful companion for all these years, bendable legs or not. Which, by the way, lots of yoga does help with flexibility. But that's neither here nor there. It's about the person inside that counts. That's what counts, the person inside.
I always wondered why you would pick Ken as your boyfriend over, say, someone like, oh, I don't know, G.I. Joe. I mean, granted, neither one has any way of satisfying you sexually, but let's face it, at least G.I. Joe has a weapon. He gives the illusion of masculinity. Well, Ken, I'm afraid, well, to be honest, people question his sexual orientation.
G.I. Joe, you have got to be kidding me. Listen, I don't want to hear one more word, one more thing about G.I. Joe and his weapon, okay? He and Ken are just friends. They have always been friends, and they always will be. And that's all I'm going to talk about.
Now, Barbie, I did a little research before you came on the show tonight, and you were named after the inventor's daughter, Barbara, right?
Yes, I was named after their daughter, Barbara.
Well, I just found out that Ken was named after the inventor's son. Wouldn't that make you and Ken brother and sister and your relationship incestual?
Incest? Have you lost your mind? There is nothing incestual about our relationship.
What kind of message do you think that sends to little girls everywhere?
There is no message about it for send. There is no incest, for God's sake. We aren't even anatomically correct.
Let's delve into the message you send a little further, shall we? Do you really believe that you are a realistic role model for little girls?
I do believe I'm a role model for little girls. I do believe yes, I don't even know what...
Have you ever heard the expression, if you want a perfect girl, buy a Barbie doll?
Well, yes, I have heard that expression, and I think it's endearing to say the least. Quite a compliment to myself and my inventors, actually.
Well, if you were a real woman, your measurements would be an impossible 36, 18, 38. I mean, you would have to be 7'2" to have the measurements that you get from what? Pouring some plastic into a mold?
Hey, I am who I was made to be. I can't help that. I like being me.
Don't you think that by portraying the perfect woman in a manner that is completely unattainable, you may be the singular cause of girls' low self-esteem and their becoming bulimic and anorexic?
I am not the singular cause of girls' low self-esteem and their becoming bulimic or anorexic. For Christ's sake,
Oh, right. You don't even eat.
No, I don't. I don't eat. I'm plastic. I am just an ideal, for Christ's sake. No one expects everyone to look like me.
Truth be told, your sales are slumping. Isn't that true?
My sales are not slumping. I have no idea where you've heard that rumor.
Barbie sales have been declining steadily over the past 5 years.
Listen, my sales are fine.
With sales slumping, some say it's time to write you off.
I suspect I know what little dolls are responsible for these lies.
Stop chasing brats. You can never reclaim your old glory by trying to be a Barbie Bratz. Stop trying. Bratz is what it is, and you are what you are. Now move on and improve yourself.
I am on top. I am fucking a Barbie, for God's sake. I am number one. Number one. No goddamn brats are ever going to surpass me. Have you lost your mind? This is fucking ridiculous. Lesbians, fucking G.I. Joe and Ken. I'm so sick of hearing all of this shit. You know, I didn't come here for this bull crap. I came here for an interview. That's all. I didn't come here for all this shit and your accusations. Oh my God!
You cursed brat! Look what you've done! I'm melting! Melting! Oh, what a world! What a world! Who would have thought a good little girl like you could destroy my beautiful wickedness? Ah, look out! Look out! I'm going!
Barbie? Okay, everybody, let's stay tuned for a word from our sponsor.